Morning, everybody. Michelle is here. Um, Today is, it should be Saturday, April 1st, 2023. And so I'm going to be talking to the 144210s. And if no one knows what that means, that's okay. You can just disregard. But yeah, I really need to talk to the 144210s before I get started on this day. And it's going to probably be a couple of videos that I'm going to put out. I can tell when the temperature, I mean the seasons change a little bit here because because everything's out of balance. All kind of stuff is just blooming, and so it'll affect my sinuses. So if I sound kind of like crazy like that, my voice sounds a little differently. That's why. All right, so I want to talk to 144210s, and I'm going to do a series of videos directed towards them, and they know who they are because they know who we are. They know who they are, why they are, and what we need to do. Right? What we need to do. Um, Now, um, it wasn't until a couple of days ago um, when I realized what may be a remedy to essentially possibly prolong some of the devastating effects of the climate. Um, and if you hear stuff in the background, I'm going to be doing some house cleaning. But anyway, so it wasn't until a couple of days ago um, when I started getting these headaches. See, when stuff is going on here, it has something to do with the pineal gland, which is back here. And I'll explain to you. I know a lot of people want to say there's a third eye, and it's not necessarily that's a third eye. It's just that with your vision, it kind of goes out in a cone. It starts small and out, and it goes out into a cone. I probably should put this on the next videos that I'll be talking to. I'll say more about that. So there's necessarily not a third eye. It's just that if you know with your vision, it kind of goes out and spreads, right? It goes out and opens up, and that's how you're able to see your peripheral vision and your vision ahead of you. Sometimes some people can see it behind them. Right. Okay. So it wasn't until yesterday when I was listening to this one particular person. I know she's part of it, the 144210s, because of how she's her language, and more specifically is her tones and how harmonious she is when she speaks, and how effective and powerful that is. And I told you in a series of videos, it's about the sound. It's about the sound and the harmonious sound that comes out of certain people's voice when they're either speaking, performing, singing, teaching. That is extremely powerful. And the delivery of it is extremely powerful. So I'm And so the reason I'm saying all this stuff is when I'm meditating, there's a lot of disturbance going on when I'm meditating because I can pick up the disharmony in the atmosphere, in the universe, in the climate. I can pick up all of this disharmony, and it's kind of driving me insane a little bit because we're gonna have to do everything in our power to neutralize some of that. Because if we don't, it's gonna be hard to register any potential danger. If that makes sense, and it ought to. Okay, if I'm saying that the most important thing in the universe right now is sound, and if that sound is constantly disturbed, then it's easy to potentially miss information. Okay, and I know sociopath, psychopath, narcissists know exactly what that means as well. The ones that are contributing to all of this disturbance, the disturbance and the disharmony in the universe. But like I said, it's only a small number of them. I mean, probably less than, okay, probably less than that, uh, because um, the people that are remaining causing all this disharmony and disturbance are descendants of the originals, right? They're the descendants of the original, as they call it, troublemakers, and the ones that are attempting to do harm to this planet. All right. So it wasn't until yesterday when I heard this person speak, and I said, okay, she knows what's going on, and I want to say I appreciate everybody that's a part of the 144-210s that are coming out, and creative, however creative form you choose to. Now, the musician, I mean, the musical people that are into the musical realm, or the ones in that sound technology of entertaining purposes. Remember, this is theories and opinions, entertainment purposes only. It's those creative musical types that do this, that do their craft, whether they get paid or not. They do their craft because that's a part of their identity. That's a part of them, and they don't have a choice to not do it. If they're not doing it, then they feel something's not operating neutrally inside of them. So I want to send love to those that decided to come out of their, I wouldn't say come out of their shell, but have decided to reappear. How about that? Reappear into the public realm, because usually these people are um, have large following of people, and you know who you are. You have a large following of people, and people resonate towards you because of your sound or because of your creativity and how you're able to produce with your creativity via, and produce sound. All right. I mean, I know I'm making sense, but I just want to make sure I'm being clear and effective. That's all. So, again, when I'm meditating, I can tell that there's a disharmony that we have to neutralize that, and we can, but it's going to take a bit more of a more more concentrated effort. Now, what do I mean by that? So, um, you know, let me just give you an example. When I was listening to this person speak, listen to him, you know, during my surfing around, and they know who they are, because I think they see. The thing is that some of us are so we have a high level of sensing and receiving, and we can communicate, and we are communicating even though there is disturbances. Okay, in other words, you can hear me, you can see me, and you can feel me, and you know what I'm talking about. 144-210s. Okay, you feel me, you can hear me, and you see me, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. You can sense and receive what I am attempting to do, and my reasoning for doing what I'm doing. Okay, so when I heard this person speak, and how the tone of her voice, it was almost mesmerizing, actually. You know, um, and wow, I said, okay, yeah, she knows, and I feel validated in what I'm doing, even though some people may say, "What the fuck is this bitch talking about now?" Oh Lord, have mercy, have mercy. So, so that I feel good about that part, because I know that I am totally um, conscious, and I know that I'm sane. I know that. But like I said, we have to consider what's normal. Okay, we have to consider what's normal, and the people that are operating normally are the 144 210s against. But keep in mind, we're against 10 billion. This they say we're against 10 billion others. So you know, that's a feat in itself. Okay, because everybody always thinks there's one person that's supposed to be leading everybody. No, no, no. That's illogical, and that's putting too much pressure on one person. All the That one person, the messenger, is just supposed to give us the information, and we're supposed to disseminate it. I've said that we're supposed to disseminate only, and to the best of our abilities, we could have other products and services that we create of our own to sell, to generate a means of taking care of yourself and providing for your family and your, blah blah blah. Being accountable and responsible. So anyway, so when I heard that person talk, I don't know when they recorded it, but that's irrelevant. That's why I record my stuff, because when you record your stuff, when it's time for someone to receive it, they'll find it, right? And so that's how it's always been for me. So that's why I had put a tape out called Live. Is it Live or Memorex? I don't know if I released that yet, because I kind of went in on some people. So I may not want to release it, but it was called Live. It was called Live. Is it Live or is it Memorex? And how would you know the difference? Okay, because of all this filtering and this interference, you don't know what's being broadcast to you, whether it's Live or Memorex. And I know a lot of people think they know, but sometimes if you're watching certain stuff on TV, you'll see something about this was recorded earlier. And so if you weren't paying attention and saw that flash by on your television or on your computers or your cell phones, you would think, okay, this person is talking live right now, because that's what they'll say. They'll keep that it was live up on there, but then they don't tell you that it was recorded earlier, except they'll flash it through. All right, so consider that. Think about it. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, so when I heard this person speaking, I said, okay, she's got it. And, she's a mother, she's a wife, and she's a world-class entertainer. And she knows who she is. So I only need to have to say. But anyway, when I heard this person speaking in the tones, I was like, whoa, whoa. So I'm going to propose that, and I'm going to do another tape in a minute. We're going to have to kind of come together collectively, not necessarily physically, but we're going to have to come together collectively, not necessarily physically, with our sensing and receiving. Okay, because only a few people can do that. Only a few people can sense and receive right now. That's why I said, because our vibration is too low. We're too low. Okay, the majority. Okay, and so it may be more than just 144 210. It may be a little bit higher than that. Okay, and I'll find out. But that's irrelevant, though. That's really irrelevant. I just say 144 210 because just to make it interesting, make people think, well, what the fuck is she talking about? And so that bitch, is shut the fuck up. It's too early the goddamn morning to be rambling and shit, right? So you gotta have fun too. You gotta have fun. So let me just tell you the contrast against about disharmony. All right, and I'm not picking on anybody. I have to have experiences, okay, and I have to interact with people in order to have those experiences. And it's not like I'm picking on you, but you give me the inspiration to know what to talk about. Okay, so if you're an inspiration, you're gonna be inspiring me, whether I'm talking positive, negative, good, bad, left, right, up and down. So keep that in mind. I mean, you're still special because you are the inspiration that gets me going. All right, so consider that. But anyway, So when this harmonious sound was coming out of this woman's mouth, I was mesmerized, and I said, "Oh my goodness, okay, oh my goodness." So I'm gonna come back and explain what I propose that we could probably do to prolong the destruction, or not allow the destruction to be so intense, so that people will have a chance to prepare a bit more about what can happen. All right, so that should make sense. But let me go back to the disharmony sound. Now, what creates it? Okay, what creates it for me when I'm sensing and receiving? It's usually because we're busy, 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 busy. Okay, we got all these, we got scheduling. I got this meeting, I got that meeting, I got this meeting. I need to talk to her. I only can talk to her for 30 minutes. And then we need to go, 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 go. They're talking fast. They're kind of impatient. They're like talking over you. You know, everything's like, okay, we need to go. Everything is like, has to, everything's on a pace of, I need to get to my goal, right? Somebody put that up somewhere. And that's also had me thinking as well. They're talking about goals. Everything's a goal, a goal, a goal. Well, the quickest way to create disharmony is to keep is to not to pace yourself in a neutral rhythm of whatever you're doing. Okay, whatever you're doing in your life, you need to make sure that you are. That's why I said with meditation, you need to, when even if you are having business meetings with people on Zoom or FaceTime or even Facebook or Twitter or wherever you're having your meetings and talking to people, you should always be calm and in a harmony with how you are sounding and what you are attempting to relay to people. Okay. In most cases, you're going to have to focus on your breathing. That's why I say put your hand here and calm yourself down. Right? If you're attempting to help people, you're going to have to calm yourself down first. Okay, so if you're in a hurry, okay, I need to reschedule that meeting. No, can you call this person and tell this person blah 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 blah, blah. All that? That's just nothing but destruction and chaos. And it's disharmony. And I pick it up right away. And so did the other sensing and receivers. Okay, it's not just me. It's thousands of us that we can sense and receive. Okay. Oh, and that brings me up to another person. I told you. I mean, so this particular person was reading from a book. Okay, and talking about her life and her family, and she was just so. I mean, that harmony that was coming out of her mouth. I mean, it calmed me completely down, and I thought I was already calm. So that's why I said everybody can teach everyone. Everyone's a teacher, okay? And you know that. The people that sense and receive, they know that. That's why they can't stay at home, even though they want to stay at home. They can't stay. They can't necessarily be in there alone time as long as they want to, because they know they have work to do. Because they have descendants as well that this planet has to. I mean, that they're going to leave. I mean, they're leaving their descendants on this planet. Unless but we're not going to talk about, you know, what can happen otherwise. All right, so, and then there's another one in her speech. She was speaking. She came out. And it's there. She's. I mean, and she's that one that everybody was dismissing. How about that? Over 20, maybe almost close to 25 years ago, they were dismissing this woman, and I told you she shifted the game, so we know who we're talking about there. All right, there's the other one. Like I said, the first one, I'm sure she knows that I'm talking about her, right? Because she can sense and receive me. She's a mother. She's world famous. Her husband is world famous as well. Blah blah blah. That's enough of that. Don't want to be, because you don't want to be disturbing people. with because they don't need, nobody needs to be called out and recognized all the time. My gosh, that becomes an ego thing after a while. It becomes that because the ego likes to be recognized and on center stage and told how wonderful they are all the time. And for people that are sensing and receiving, we don't have time for that. I mean, we appreciate it, sure. We appreciate the accolades, we appreciate the awards, and blah blah blah. But we got work to do, because we keep sitting in all that. I mean, so it's, and I can think of others too, but these are the people that came to me, the contrast that came to me, that brought all this harm, that brought some clarity to me to talk. So the harmonious sound in her voice, the harmonious sound in this other's voice, so calming, so clear, so effective, and wow, wow. I was like, whoa, okay, against the sound that wasn't. Now that has nothing to do with the individual at all. It's the individual's lifestyle, and in that path of having to reach goals. Okay, um, we, we have our lives are not about a goal. Okay, right now, there's too much at stake right now to be concerned about a goal. But you can still do what you do without worrying about whether it's a goal or not. Okay? In other words, when you're talking to people, you need to be calm and speak clearly and effectively so that you don't get worked up and start snapping on people. All right, over talking people and being dismissive with people and then hanging up on people or disconnecting people without, because when you are interacting with people, you need to make sure before you hang up on somebody or disconnect them that that person is, if you're saying you're helping people, you need to make sure. Okay, so what if it, for example, what if you claim to be a psychologist? This is just an example. You claim to be a psychologist and you're working online with someone, and this person is telling you that they're suicidal. And as you are attempting to speak to them and talk to them, you're getting all upset and work and because because you're supposed to be going out tonight with your blah blah blah, and you're not necessarily listening to this person who's telling you clearly and effectively what's going on with them and why they're suicidal or why they're overwhelmed. Okay, you're just so concerned about, okay, we need to hurry this up. That's why I don't trust. That's why I have a problem with online, because when you're online, you cannot. If you're not already sensing and receiving, you're gonna miss cues about what's really going on with somebody, because it's hard to pick up that energy online unless you're experienced in doing so. All right, so life is not a goal. It's not Life is not about a goal. Okay, we need to bring it back to life is about humaneness and helping people and universal love. And if you say you love what you do for a living, then that ought to come through in your sound. The sounds are the disharmony is coming from intellectuals and these leadership types, these so-called authorities, not the creatives. Okay, not the creatives. The creatives are trying to counter all of it with their creativity, but yet they keep getting pushed down every time by these so-called leaders, politicians, you know, religious people. These people that think they have authority, business people, all right, intellectuals. Now, I love intellectuals. Okay, as a creative person, I see value in intellectuals. Absolutely. Otherwise, why would I be focusing so much of my time on you? You intellectuals. Why wouldn't I? Because the thing is about an intellectual is you're talking to, and you're talking a lot, and you're drowning out the creatives that are trying to, not trying, that are attempting to bring harmony to the universe with their music, with their voices, with their entertaining. Okay? So with the intellectuals that talk for a living, not all of you, but some specifically, and you know who you are. Like I said, when you are, if you're on a Zoom meeting with someone, there's no way you ought to be displaying your impatience with someone, or displaying your, um, especially if you're saying you're going to help people. If you're going to help people, you need to make sure you are taken care of first, and that you are balanced and neutralized first. It cannot be just about a goal. All right, so I'm gonna stop there, because I need to go ahead and get stuff set up. But this is going to be a series of videos going out, uh, more specifically targeted towards the 144210s who know what needs to be done, and then I'll. So that's the big picture. The 144210s are the big picture, and the people underneath are the details, which means the intellectuals, the leaders, the authority figures, and blah, blah, blah. And then general population if they are interested. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop there. I want to say some peace and love, and, trust me, I'll be back.